Hi, my name's Erica Macy, and I'm going to be teaching you 5th grade health education class that's about salt. So, I want you to remind me of what moderation means. And I know you guys know it means that it's eliminating or lessening extremes. So, have you heard of people talking about making sure that you moderate the salt intake that you have into your diet? We're going to be talking about salt today. And first, what is salt made of? It is sodium and chloride, and 40% of salt is sodium. And it is found in most of our beverage and foods that we eat every day. And most people consume 10 times more salt than they should. Can you imagine 10 times more than what you should eat? That's a lot. So, we are going to talk about what's a good amount of salt to eat. What do you think? A cup? Half a cup? Not even close to that. The healthy amount of salt we should eat is a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. It's tiny. 1 teaspoon of salt is about 2,000 milligrams, and we should be eating between 1,000 and 3,000 per day. So just about a teaspoon of salt per day is all we should have. And most of our foods that we've been eating have more than that amount. So we need to kind of cut down on our salt. We're going to look what salt does to this lettuce made up. This is a piece of lettuce that I did not sprinkle any salt on. The paper towel is dry. And this is a lettuce that I sprinkled salt on. As you can see, all the wetness got onto the paper towel. So what salt does is it pulls the water from the lettuce and the paper towel's wet. So if you can write for me what happened to the lettuce, and then write down if you think it's a chemical or a physical change that occurred, and write down what you saw about the lettuce. What you saw with the lettuce is what it does to our bodies. The salt pulls the water out of our tissues and puts it into our bloodstream. So that creates a lot of pressure on the blood vessel walls. And if you think about, a balloon that is filled with water, and if you thought about this balloon, if it was keep filling and filling, it would get a lot of pressure. And that's the same thing that happens to our bloodstream, our blood vessel walls, is when we if we eat a lot of salt, all of the water from our tissues go into the bloodstream and it creates a lot of pressure, which is called high blood pressure. Have you guys heard of that before? Do maybe your parents or aunt and uncle or your grandparents have that? I know that my dad has high blood pressure, and he takes some medicine to help keep it down so it's not so dangerous. Let's see. So maybe you thought of older people getting high blood pressure, but you can also get high blood pressure too. Kids can get it, adults can get it. It happens when you just eat too much salt. So it's much safer for all people to consume and limit their sodium intake. Now we're going to talk about some ways that you think that we can lower our sodium. Maybe using less table salt, limiting foods that have a lot of sugar or sodium in them. What are some things that have a lot of sodium? Potato chips, pretzels, popcorn that's salted. I have these in my kitchen. Macaroni and cheese has a lot. It says 570 milligrams just in this box. Also, there's ramen noodles, really good, but very high in sodium, 790 milligrams. So you're almost halfway from just eating your ramen of salt for the day. So that's a lot. Another way we can lower our sodium intake is carefully reading labels. We want to read all the labels of the things that we're opening and eating, and just learn what foods have salt, which ones don't, which ones you should be eating more of. If you look at your food pyramid, you can see that. So now I'm going to divide you up into groups of 4, and you're going to do research on the internet and find 3 reasons for and against reducing salt intake. And then after that, you can come up to the front of the class, present your ideas. Does that sound alright? And for your homework tonight, I want you to watch and read all the labels before you eat something. If your mom's making dinner, ask her what's in it and see if there's a lot of salt. Just kind of be aware of how much salt you're eating per day. Okay? So that's it. Thank you.